Player of the Year. And as Reynard said, there's the voting starts today and will conclude next week, Wednesday. Definitely writers, players, the media, everybody coming together and to choose the right candidate. And definitely we feel that the man that will lead the charge in terms of awards this year will be Nigel Jones.
Want to talk tonight about the sixth man coming off the bench for the Digicel team, and that's number 2, Francis Arana, who was impressive in their last win on the road.
Yes, 12 points in 12 minutes. Ty Bradley fouled out in the game against the Baumapan Bandits, and Ty Bradley stepped up to the plate. You know, one of the most difficult things, and that is why closers in baseball get paid a lot of money, because they have to sit for 8 innings and wait for their team to have an opportunity to close a game out. And that is definitely what Francis Arana did last week. To me, in my opinion, I know you have Macari Augustine, you have Ashton Edwards, Macari Augustine from the Dangriga Dream Ballers, and you have Ashton Edwards and the San Pedro Tiger Sharks. The impact that this young man, Francis Arana, has had on the defenders is just as great as Nigel Jones. He, in my opinion, is the sixth man of the year.
Jacob Leslie will once again be inserted into the starting lineup. He had a very good game against the Belmopan Bandits in that road win, and I think what Jacob will be doing now, he'll be setting himself up to go into the semifinals, knowing the sharp shooter that he is for this Digicel team, and we should see a very impressive Jacob Leslie tonight.
Jacob Leslie missed last season. You know, he didn't return to defend his championship that he won with the Smart Belize Hurricanes. Now he's with the other Belize City team, the Digicel Belize Defenders. And he had a very sluggish start. You know, he wasn't shooting the rock very well, but against the Smart Belize Hurricanes, he had 19 points. And from that game on, he has definitely cemented himself as the premier sharpshooter on this Digicel Defenders team.
Let's take a look at the visiting Verdes FC. And when we talk about Verdes, number 11, Isaiah Thomas, had a breakout night in that game. They were so close to picking up that much needed victory that would have given them that opportunity to still be in the hunt to make it into the semifinals, but they fall short, losing by 2 points.
I just felt that Nigel Jones had the complete game that we were looking for all season from him. He was waiting for the Dangriga Dream Ballers to return, and I just hope that we can see back-to-back games of that Isaiah Thomas that we saw last week. He's been a very streaky player, very inconsistent, and I felt that now that his offense is back and that the defenders have to pay respect to him, I'm looking for that 6 to 7 assist game that he can get his teammates involved. This Verdes team is a very deadly team from outside, but they have not utilized their strengths.
Darnell Oden, number 13, is in the hunt for the Rookie of the Year. He had a very good game also in a losing cause.
Yes, one of the beauty about tonight's game is that in my opinion, leading candidates, MVP, sixth man of the year, and Rookie of the Year, Daniel Oden, is playing on the same court here tonight. So you're going to see full display of what we have come to expect and love about this rookie. He came out of nowhere, you know, playing in Chetomal. He also played junior college ball for Sacred Heart, but he has come out of nowhere, and in my opinion, that is the guy for Rookie of the Year, Darnell Oden.
Richard Troyer, the guy that we anticipated was going to carry this team in the regular season. He had breakout games, and then you see Richard Troyer taking a back seat. I know what Richie wants to do tonight. Richie wants to leave a mark in the 2018 season and look forward to the 2019 season.
In about 3 straight games, Verdes started off 0-3 going against Dangriga at the Russell Chisel Auditorium about 6 to 7 weeks ago. And in the first 3 games of the season when he started playing, he was averaging over 30 points per game. What we want to see is is the complete team comes together. Isaiah Thomas looking for Richard Troyer, who is another capable perimeter shooter. If they can utilize everybody, I definitely feel Verdes can get the upset victory here tonight.
All right, what we'll do, we'll go to a break. When we come back, we should have the tip-off of tonight's NEBL Friday night game of the week, as we are coming to you live from the St. Catharines Multi-Purpose Mercy Center here in Belize City. You're watching the NEBL on TNC. We will be right back.
As a family, you share family time, playtime, celebration time, anytime. Smart Family Share Plan handles the text, call, and data part. You get a plan for 5 people. Unlimited calls within the group. 1,480 national minutes, 10 gigabytes to share, while each member gets 200 SMS. And the plan admin gets unlimited calls and texts to any smart number. Now you think that's a big bill every month. Well, this is the best part. This plan values at $980, but you get it for only $150. So for $150 a month, you get to share data, text, and calls at an unbelievable low monthly price. The family that shares together stays together. Smart, bringing people together.
Our country.
Our country.
Everybody. Our country.
Our country.
Our country. Our country.
The Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
West Track and Orange Walk is determined to meet the needs of everyone in Sugar City. We have added a full line of heavy-duty parts to keep all your trucks and equipment in the fields or on the road. We've also improved our stock to ensure we have exactly what you're looking for. Additionally, we want to keep your convenience and time as our top priority. That's why you can now contact us through messaging on WhatsApp or Facebook. We are here waiting to serve you on all of your automotive, agricultural, and industrial needs.
I'm an outdoor girl. And sometimes, I'm an indoor girl. Central TV and Internet gives me peace of mind. And that's something I think we all could use a little more of. I need a service that can keep up with my busy lifestyle and is fast enough to keep me moving forward. My life is full of changes, but change is good. I might not know what's coming tomorrow, but I'm blessed to have what I have today. And that's exactly why I keep it central.
You can catch Sports Talk every Wednesday from 7:30 to 9 p.m. with your host, Reynard Garbutt. Only on the national channel. Sports Talk, your #1 sports show.
As we welcome you back, a huge game will be on tomorrow night out on the island between San Pedro Tiger Sharks and the Dangriga Dream Ballers. Dangriga Dream Ballers going into that game tomorrow night as the #1 seeded team in the NEBL.
This is a must-win game for the San Pedro Tiger Sharks coming tomorrow, because if they lose that game, they are opening the door for a free fall from the #2 seed. They were the #1 seed for most of the season, but I feel that more than likely they will finish in the second spot. But if they were to lose this game, they can fall anywhere from 2 to 4. So the defenders are rising. The Hurricanes are also a team on the rise. So if they want to keep their home court advantage, they must win tomorrow night in the island.
right here at the St. Catherine's Multipurpose Center. A huge game for the defenders, who is also trying to position themselves within the semifinals.
This is a must-win game for the defenders. They cannot sleep up. They had a very, you know, they showed up on the road. They have been a very good road team, but they need to show up against this Verdes team, who still had something to prove. Because if they are going to get that number 2 seed that they're coveting right now, this is a game that they have to take tonight.
Verdes coming in short-handed tonight. From what we're seeing, there's only 8 players that is on the roster for this team. We don't see Ivan Flowers. We don't see Albert Areola. We don't see the guy that is in there for the run for the Rookie of the Year. And I think that this will hurt Daniel Odom if he does not show up for this game tonight.
Yes. I like this lineup that we have here. You know, if you follow college basketball a lot and you watch in North Carolina, Tar Heels, Coach Roy Williams runs a lot of 3 guard, 2 forward lineup, and I feel that that Verdes needs to run with the defenders and keep up in transition. And a lineup with Jamie Carvajal, Isaiah Thomas, Elvis Usher, Gene Mavitt at the 4, and Richard Troyer at the 5 is a very fast lineup for them, and I feel that they can keep up with this defenders team here tonight.
As the reserve is now being introduced for the home team, Belize City Defenders. Darwin Popelesi will be on in street clothes tonight because of the injury that he sustained in the game against the Belmopan Bandits.
Yes, there was a lot of injury last week, but I feel right now too much is on the line to try and risk the heart and soul of this defenders team, Darwin Popelesi. So I feel it is a good decision by Coach Troy Gabb Jr. to have him sit out this one and perhaps even sit out the remainder of the season. He is somebody that is very disciplined in the gym, and come playoff time, he will be ready. I don't think you really need to worry about rust when it comes to Darwin Popelesi.
Here's the starting lineup for the Belize City Defenders. You got number 7, Jacob Leslie. Number 10, Ty Bradley. Number 12, Brandon Rogers. Number 14, Rossi Jenkins. And number 55, Nigel Jones. Coach Troy Gabb Jr.
That's right.
Nigel Jones coming off a 32 points night in at the UB Gymnasium against the Belmopan Bandits.
I feel the defenders have another dimension that they can go. If they, and I've been saying it a lot, if they can, we'll talk about that after the anthem.
Playing off the national anthem of Belize. there we have it, the playing of the national anthem of Belize. What we'll do, we'll take a break. And when we come back, we'll have the officials of tonight's game for you, and then the tip-off of tonight's game. You're watching the NEBL on TNC. We'll be right back.
Our country.
Our country.
Everybody. Our country.
Our country.
Our country. Our country.
The Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Our country.
Our country.
Everybody. Our country.
Our country.
Our country. Our country.
The Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
As we welcome you back to the St. Catherine's Multi-Purpose Mercy Center here in Belize City, where we are just about a minute away from tip-off time. Peter, I was given the information as to what happened last week, Saturday night, at the Sacred Heart Auditorium with Taj Wales. One of the officials came to me just before tonight's start of this game to explain to me exactly what happened. So I want to put it out there to our viewers that watched that game and that also watched Sports Talk on Wednesday night, that what happened is that the first technical that Taj Wales got was for hanging on the rim, and the second technical was for taunting, and that's the reason why he was ejected out of the ball game. It was not because of an elbow or anything of that magnitude. He was taunting Gene Mivett, and what the official told me, that's the reason why he was ejected out of the game, because of the two technicals.
When it comes to something like that, Reynard, when it comes to taunting, do you feel there should be a warning, or do you feel that warrants an immediate unsportsmanlike conduct, and that especially
it is something that FIBA does not tolerate.
Okay.
You know, it's something that FIBA does not tolerate, and so the officials that night was just enforcing the rules of the game when it comes to FIBA basketball.
Because you see, we watch a lot. Most of us, or all of us, are accustomed to the way the NBA is played, and we see referees exercise a lot of discretion. But when it comes to FIBA, it's about the letter of the law. The referees are there to call the rules.
The officials for tonight's game: the crew chief, Glenn Gill; umpire 1, Eugene Trench; and umpire 2, Alexis Salazar. You were saying, Peter?
Yes. As I was saying, with FIBA, referees do not have that autonomy to exercise discretion. If you are breaking the rule, the letter of the law says this is the rule, and you must call it immediately. No warning. Same thing when it came to hanging on the basket. In the NBA, it would have been a warning, but in FIBA, that's an unsportsmanlike foul. As we are ready for tip-off, Gene Mivett guarding Nigel Jones, and you see Ty Bradley defended there by Usher, caught sleeping. Ty Bradley did the right thing in taking advantage, but he was unable to hit that three. And it's Gene Mivett, and you're going to see a lot of the bigs with ball handling duties. Gene Mivett, Richard Troyer, to get these guards open. Richard Troyer defended well there by Nigel Jones. The length of Nigel Jones bothered Richard Troyer.
And what the Verdes would want to do, they want to get out of the gate early. And when I say get out of the gate early, spot this the DeSalle team by 10 points or so to give them that confidence. But again, on the other side, the DeSalle team, because of the fact that they want to position themselves and in a very good position in the semifinals, they will not let up so easily tonight.
Yes, and you have to run. The defenders are a run and gun team. So you want to match that intensity there. Almost a turnover from Rossi Jenkins. Rossi Jenkins.
A 24-second shot clock violation, so excellent defense on that possession by Verdes.
See Richard Troyer getting ready to inbound the ball. Jamie Carvajal. And they're seeing all 5 players on the floor for Verdes are capable of bringing the ball up the floor. And that is very good for a coach to mix and match, try to confuse the defense of this defenders team. A lot of times teams become predictable in the NEBL, and that is why you see hot starts and you see slow finishes. Elvis Usher for 3, not a good shot. Not a good shot selection there from Verdes early on. And the defenders are on the break. First transition buckets early on. Game has definitely slowed down a bit. Jacob Leslie. And it's a turnover for the defenders. Both teams sloppy out of the gate.
A minute and a half in the first quarter, and no team have gotten on the scoreboard as yet, as we have 8 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
It was a very sluggish start for Verdes and the Dangriga Dreamballers last Saturday. Verdes cannot afford another sluggish start if they want to pull out this upset victory. And finally, Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas blows past his defender with a tomahawk slam. Blows past Jacob Leslie. Isaiah Thomas picking up where he left off.
Coming in as the slam dunk champion of the 2018 NEBL All-Star Night.
Brandon Rogers goes inside body. That's a traveling violation from Brandon Rogers. And he just floated effortlessly. You're waiting. Okay, I thought we were going to get a replay there. Carvajal, Elvis Usher. We're seeing some curls here. Trying to get some open looks. Wide open Elvis Usher, but Troyer opts to take the shot and he makes it. It's 4-0 Verdes.
And this is what Verdes need to do.
What a move there from Nigel Jones. Gets his own miss, puts it against the glass and gets defenders on the board.
And that's the same thing they did against the Dangriga Dreamballers last week. Saturday night. They gave up too many offensive rebounds, too much second chance opportunities.
And we're seeing Verdes now out hustling the defenders early on, but Troyer were unable to convert.
Richard Troyer was forcing
nice
that ball.
pass to Rossi Jenkins. And Rossi Jenkins is still looking for that shot. And I just feel that once he can get in that rhythm to shoot that corner jumper that he's been looking for all season, that makes the defenders even more dangerous. Isaiah Thomas blows past Ty Bradley, but unable to maintain possession. But defenders gives it right back after that turnover. What a crossover there! And a finger roll from Elvis Usher.
Yes, Elvis Usher using the left hand, going glass for the deuce with 6:40 remaining here in the first quarter.
Ty Bradley behind the back dribble. Nice pass, reverse layup from Jacob Leslie. And they're seeing a lot of cuts to the basket from both teams.
High percentage shots.
Yes. Try to get in a rhythm, try to get warm, and then you start gunning for that outside shot. Both teams want to rely for 3. Isaiah Thomas missing there.
High arcing 3-point shot by Isaiah Thomas.
But we are seeing the confidence of Isaiah Thomas. Ty Bradley for 3. Rossi Jenkins. And Richard Troyer not happy with that bump there from Rossi Jenkins.
And Jimmy Carvajal was poked in the eyes, and I think there's some blood coming down. And it's an official timeout. What we'll do, we'll go to a break. You're watching the NEBL on TNC. We'll be right back. Still in my football mode.
As a family, you share family time, playtime, celebration time, anytime. Smart Family Share Plan handles the text, call, and data part. You get a plan for 5 people. Unlimited calls within the group. 1,480 national minutes, 10 gigabytes to share, while each member gets 200 SMS. And the plan admin gets unlimited calls and texts to any smart number. Now you think that's a big bill every month. Well, this is the best part. This plan values at $980, but you get it for only $150. So for $150 a month, you get to share data, text, and calls at an unbelievable low monthly price. The family that shares together stays together. Smart, bringing people together.
Up the action here with 5:19 remaining in the first quarter. It's a 6-6 ball game.
Isaiah Thomas thinking about the three, defended well there by Rossi Jenkins. Isaiah forces that shot. And no cigar.
24-second shot clock was running down on Isaiah Thomas. He had to force that shot.
There's a call on the floor, away from the basketball. See what the call is. Definitely expecting a faster paced game from the Verdes with this small lineup that they have.
Jarrett Jones checked into the ball game for the defenders.
Leslie for three. Boom!
Quick three-point shot there by Jacob Leslie.
Elvis Usher pushing the action. The high pick there from Richard Troyer. Unable to get any penetration. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gene Maivit out to Isaiah Thomas for three. Too strong. Nigel Jones gets the rebound and takes it up the court himself. Tie for three. Air ball. Bunged there by Elvis Usher. They have a transition opportunity here. Isaiah Thomas goes glass.
What a move, splitting the defense. Isaiah Thomas.
The confidence building a little too late.
And you know what? Isaiah Thomas will be back with Verdes for the 29th season. I am just predicting that.
In my opinion, he probably wishes that Daniel Bodin Alberto was on every team that he would be playing every game. And I'm telling you, you would see a different Isaiah Thomas. But he needs to rise to the occasion for every game. Elvis Usher missing a three-point shot. That's Antoine McFadden with the offensive rebound and the second chance bucket.
And I love the play of Antoine McFadden. Very strong, small guy, but very strong as he corralled that offensive rebound and made good on the putback.
Ty Bradley for three, left all alone. Boom! Shooters bunks.
12-10 ball game, 3:12 remaining in the first quarter.
I'm seeing Verdes not really going to any plays. They're going to that Isaiah Thomas or bust mode. We're seeing Antoine Elvis Usher stripped, draws the fall, and Elvis Usher will be going to the free throw line for 2 free throws.
Elvis Usher with the up fake against Jarrett Jones, who bites on the fake, and in the process foul Elvis Usher. As you take a look at this once again on the replay, Elvis Usher was stripped, and then he up faked Jarrett Jones.
Yes, but right now this Verdes is falling victim to me, they're just saying, Isaiah, we like that performance that you had. Try to take us to the finish line yet again. But I want to see Gene Maivit, Richard Troyer, who's a very capable shooter, for them to get involved in the action as well.
Well, I wouldn't like to see the rest of the players leave the game in the hands of Isaiah Thomas. He will need support down the stretch.
Exactly. Ty Bradley. Rossi Jenkins, what a move there with that pro hop, and inside for 2. 4-point lead for the defenders with 2:25 to go. Isaiah Thomas almost turns it over. G. Mavitt recovers. Richard Troyer, strong move there, but he was blocked. Fast break opportunity for the defenders. Crossover. Ty Bradley almost stripped. Recovers. Rossi Jenkins out to Jared Jones for the jumper. And he gets it to go. 16-10 defenders.
What a block by Rossi Jenkins against Richard Schroyer.
Isaiah Thomas gives it to Antoine McFadden. Turnover. Nigel Jones, fast break opportunity. We're looking for the lob, but the Warrior unable to get that one. Didn't even attempt.
Wasn't the best lob from Jacob Leslie, and he recognizes that they had a 3-on-1 break, but just couldn't score on the fast break opportunity. 16-10, a 6-point lead, 1:40 remaining here in the first quarter as the defenders up by 6 points.
These are one of the games that you're expecting the defenders to come out and try to make a statement, but it's also, if there is any doubt with voters that Nigel Jones is not the MVP as the ball goes off the leg of Elvis Usher, this is one of those games where Nigel Jones will want to cement his place as the 2018 MVP. He needs to have a strong showing here tonight as well.
There's a timeout on the floor call by Verdes. You're watching the NEBL on TNC. We'll be right back.
Our country.
Our country.
Everybody. Our country.
Our country.
Our country. Our country.
The Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
A 7-point lead for the Belize City defenders, 17-10 with 1:24 remaining here in the first half of play.
Yes, as I said, we want to see, always like when the ball dominant guard scores early and then draws in the defense and then start to look for his players. So far, you know, the defenders are locking everybody up. So maybe to Isaiah Thomas's defense is that he's just taking what the defense is giving him and they're giving him some space. So, but we want to see Isaiah Thomas get his other teammates involved.
As we see, Lindsay Lopez has now checked into the ball game for the defenders.
Lindsay Lopez defended there by Antoine McFadden. Lopez, in my opinion, is one of the fastest, if not the fastest player in the NEBL. So it's a task and a half as he blows past the defender. But what Lindsay has not been doing consistently this year, he's not finishing. Because he blows past everybody. Isaiah Thomas stripped there. And ball will remain with the Verdes Basketball Club.
Yes, Lindsay Lopez touching that ball while he was out of bounds. With 55.7 seconds remaining here in the quarter.
Looking for that complete game from Isaiah. Scoring, passing, defending. Almost stripped there again. Posting up.
4 seconds to shoot.
Turns it over. Leslie for three. Boom! 10-point lead for the defenders. Half a minute to go in the first stanza.
Whoever is defending Jacob Leslie cannot forget where he is at all times on the court.
You can't see me, and you can't leave me open. My bit. Gonna settle for the last shot. Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas defended well there by Lindsay Lopez. That's an offensive foul, but referee says play on. Clearly pushed off. Leslie for three. Boom! Definitely before the make-up time, before time expired. Shot is good. 13-point lead going into the second quarter.
Jacob Leslie at the buzzer, nailing his third three-pointer here in the first quarter. We'll go to a break. You're watching the NEBL on DNC. We will be right back.
You can't fix that.
Have fun walking home. Have fun walking home.
Acción deportiva todos los martes de 8 a 9 p.m. por TNC 10, Rada Deportiva.
As we welcome you back before the start of the second quarter, as we saw that buzzer beater 3, not necessarily a buzzer beater, but to end the first quarter, Jacob Leslie continuing his strong, hot second half of the season. And I'm telling you, when Poppy returns, who has been the most consistent three-point shooter in the league, when you have the Leslie brothers, Brandon Rudders, even Nigel Jones, who can shoot the three. This is a complete team. You have the Russian who can hit the outside shot. Once you get a full array of players that can run the floor and shoot the shot the way they can, it makes it very difficult for them to score.
I talk about Jacob Leslie in the pre-game show and that he wants to, send a statement or prove something to himself. And tonight we're clearly seeing that, already finishing with 11 points in the first quarter. He will have a huge night tonight.
Jacob Leslie is widely respected among basketball players in this country. Very, very respected. I remember I was talking to Kashif Thomas. Kashif Thomas has teased us many times about coming into the NEBL. But I asked him, who do you want to play with, Kashif? And he said Jacob Leslie, and he said it emphatically. This guy plays with a chip on his shoulder, and his confidence is truly the roof. So definitely kudos to Jacob Leslie for coming on late after he had that slow and sluggish first half of the season.
Offensive foul call against Shamar White as the ball goes back to the defenders with 9:51 remaining in the first half.
Vince Lopez on the floor with Jarrett Jones, Jacob Leslie, Nigel Jones, and Razai Jenkins. And let's see the half-court offense, definitely the weak spot of this team. We want to see what kind of production they will get when they go into their half-court sets. See Carvajal with a band-aid on the forehead. It's definitely cut, but he's back in the game. Definitely one of the toughest players in the NEBL. Nigel Jones blows past Gene Mybel with the reverse layup, but doesn't get it to go. Verdes rebounds, and it's a transition opportunity here. Carvajal splits the defense. Carvajal for three. Too strong. Jacob Leslie to Jarrett Jones, and it's Lindsay Lopez. I'll be bringing the ball up, defended there by Elvis Usher.
It's a 13 points lead for the defenders with 8:54 remaining in the half.
Jarrett Jones turns it over. Elvis Usher. Elvis Usher. Isaiah Thomas inside to Gene Myvitt. Good pass there from Isaiah Thomas as Gene Myvitt goes glass. That's what we want to see from Isaiah Thomas. Draw the defense. The defenders know that you can score, but they know that he's not a consistently willing passer, so he needs to catch them by surprise.
It's a very small team on the floor. for Verdes, but a very athletic team.
I like the lineup. It's always good when you go small. When the Golden State Warriors put that lineup of depth, when they put Draymond Green at the 5 to go along with Durant and those other players, they play very good defense and they get out in the open. That is why I really like to see how this Verdes, this small 5 of Verdes mesh here tonight.
Rossi Jenkins at the free throw line shooting 2 free throws.
Misses the first one.
Very decent crowd inside the auditorium here tonight.
Definitely going to see a ram jam pack house when the playoffs come. For fans, you gotta support your teams even when the games are quote unquote meaningless. Need all the funds possible with this playoff push coming. Carvajal, good ball movement from Verdes. Can they capitalize? And Elvis Usher slipped. And that's a shot clock violation. Very good defense here from the defenders.
There was a wide open Isaiah Thomas that was calling for the ball from Elvis Usher, but just couldn't make the pass because he slipped.
And we really want the league to look into slippage. Slippage has been something that has gotten players hurt this season. And going into the playoffs, you do not want prime marquee players getting injured because there is perspiration on the court. So as you're seeing the maintenance crew from the defenders coming in. Rogers for 3, missing. But it's very important that we protect our players. What a move there, but a block shot from Nigel Jones. Lindsay on the break. Brandon Rogers, fast break opportunity for the defenders, and they cash in.
A well-executed fast break opportunity by the defenders.
Now, Elvis Usher, and they're seeing more slippage.
Usher fall by Rogers.
And from standing up here in the bird's eye view, we can definitely see perspiration on the floor, close to where Lindsay Lopez is. So the maintenance crew has to be mindful of teams running up and down the floor.
Elvis Usher Jr. at the free throw line, shooting 2 free throws.
I just saw my good friend commercial. You're on candid camera.
Second free throw is good by Elvis Usher.
Lindsay Lopez. It's definitely humid here tonight. No, St. Catherine's right by the sea. You get a lot of breeze, but the breeze is kind of shortcoming here tonight. Winston Pratt checks into the ballgame for the first time. Brandon Rogers pump fakes. And when you're a deadly shooter from outside like Brandon Rogers, you're going to get opportunities like that with the pump fake. Gets Richard Troyer to bite, and he drives inside. More slippage. Shamar White stripped, falls, ball on the side.
That was a beautiful move just a while ago by Brandon Rogers as he faked the 3-point shot and eluded 2 defenders for the layup.
The ball on the side, Elvis Usher pushing, will be emonging the ball. Get it to the top to Gene Myvitt. And let's see, Gene Myvitt, one of the better decision makers that we have in the NEBL. Carvajal for the corner jumper. Doesn't get the shot to go, rebounded there by Nigel Jones. 6'7" guard from, he was trying to get it inside to Brandon Rogers, but turns it over. As I was saying, the Queen's native, the warrior from Wakanda, Nigel Jones.
And is that fall on Rossi Jenkins? It's on Lindsay Lopez. And that's Lindsay's 3rd fall. in the ball game with 6:03 remaining in the first half. It's a 13 points lead, 27-14 for the Belize City Defenders.
The Sasha with the first free throw. Gets to go. Cuts into the lead. It's now a 12-point lead. And we see the weather, one of the weather ladies on the screen. Lindsay Lopez goes strong. Rossi Jenkins with the putback. Doesn't get it to go. Brandon Rattler's wide open. Rossi Jenkins too strong. And this is the fourth chance opportunity. Can they cash in? And no, finally Verdes gets a rebound. We have Ford to Troyer for a jumper. He's fouled. I think his foot was on the line.
Now the foul is against Winston Pratt. Richard Troyer will be shooting 3 free throws.
Justin Ford, who just checked into the game with that pass to Richard Troyer, who was then fouled. Number 42, Justin Ford, the famous Jackie Robinson, number 42. Troyer, 79% free throw shooter.
And for the last 4 minutes or so, Verdes have been making their points only from the free throw lines.
And that is how they got back into the game last week. They had a stretch where they made like 7 or 8 straight points at the charity strike last week. And when you have, if he's not the best, he's definitely at the top of the free throw percentage at 79% for the, as he misses there.
Shamar White with the offensive putback.
And for me, I want to see more aggressiveness from Shamar White. Definitely one of the most athletic players that we have in the NEBL.
Leon Williams has checked into the ball game for the defenders.
Brandon Rogers, turn around, defended well there from Richard Troyer. Ty for 3, but defended there.
Should have been a double dribble by Ty.
There's a fall away from the basket.
And that fall will be called on Brandon Rogers.
Definitely a good fall to stop the fast break opportunity, and instead let them earn it from the charity strike.
Jacob Leslie checking into the ball game, giving Nigel Jones a breather. 5:07 remaining in the first half.
Gene Mavitt making the second free throw.
One more free throw to go for Gene Mavitt.
And he makes them both. Ty Bradley pushing the action. Calling a play. Let's see, the give and go doesn't go. Williams with the offensive rebound. He's fouled. Are they in the penalty?
And that foul is on Shamar White. As we have 4 substitute with 1 starter on the floor for the defender. Jacob Leslie, the only starter on the floor.
Ty Bradley gets it to Winston Pratt. Winston Pratt defended there by Justin Ford. Winston Pratt. And Justin Ford, very good defense from him because he allowed the line to become the second defender and forcing Winston Pratt to turn the ball over. Gene Mavitt. Justin Ford. What a pass on Justin Ford. Shamar White falls, unable to get the deuce, and will be going to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
And that fall was on Leon Williams, number 15, as we have Ellsworth Itza will be coming into the ball game momentarily for Verdes. First free throw by Shamar White is good. 4:34 remaining in the first half. It's a 5-point lead for the defenders.
And the last like the last 6 or 7 points, make that 8 points have come from behind the charity strike. So the same way they made their charge last week against the Dream Ballers, they are now climbing back into this game against the defenders at the charity strike.
Ellsworth Itza checked into the ball game for the first time along with Isaiah Thomas.
Ellsworth Itza definitely in Coach DeFore's doghouse. Definitely someone that's used to starting, but you know, as a veteran player, he needs to have show that support for his teammates and be that second coach on the bench. Ty Bradley swinging it around. 3 from Nigel Jones. Boom! Warrior from Wakanda.
Instant offense coming off the bench.
Isaiah Thomas. Itza. Let's see if Itza is looking for a shooter. And more slippage. And Isaiah Thomas slips, definitely pointing at the floor. Not a happy camper right now. I'm telling you, the league needs to have a meeting with all playoff teams that they have to have their maintenance crew on hand, not only for their home team to mop the floor for the home team side, but for the away team side as well. So definitely, as we said, the health of these players is paramount, and it's definitely a good sign to see that you have everything taken care of.
And that's the job that the officials are doing tonight, to make sure that the floor is being kept dry.
And we're still seeing some spots. I've been seeing 2 spots on the floor that I can see from this side. Definitely on the ground view, it's probably more difficult to see.
Nigel Jones missing the first of 2 free throws. 4:02 remaining in the first half.
Nigel Jones waiting on the referee to shoot his second free throw. Finally, they're going around the spot. So we're seeing a maintenance crew break
as the fans, they continue to file into the auditorium here in Belize City, where we are coming to you live.
Nigel Jones makes the second free throw. Isaiah Thomas out to Richard Troyer. Let's see what Isaiah Thomas blows past. Winston Pratt.
Have a fall away from the ball against Nigel Jones.
Nigel Jones and Gene Myvitt going at it. Now, last week you mentioned earlier in the broadcast about Taj Wells and Gene Myvitt getting into it last week.
And I want to say congratulations to our U15 national team that won last night against Nicaragua after losing to Panama in a blowout fashion. They bounced back and they won against Nicaragua. So that's very, very good news.
Definitely kudos to Coach Paul Lightburn and Coach Andrew Smiling.
Matthew Smiling.
Matthew Smiling. I always say Andrew Smiling. Definitely 2 legends in the sport.
In and out. First free throw from Ellsworth Itza. 1 more free throw to go.
Ellsworth Itza missing them both. Rebounded there by Nigel Jones. With 3:46 to go.
Francis Arana checking into the ball game.
Vincent Pratt opting to slow the action down. Trying to set up a play. Williams for the jumper. Definitely a wide open shot, but he misses. Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas fouled there by Winston Pratt.
Let's see if he'll get the continuation.
I think he should. Let's see if referee Glenn Gill will award, and he does.
That foul is against Winston Pratt. I think he said number 8, but it's number 9.
31-23. Defenders.
3:24 remaining here in the half, and Isaiah Thomas will be going to the free throw line, trying to complete the three-point play.
They have definitely crept back into this one at the charity strike. Can they remain aggressive? And he misses the free throw. And Isaiah Thomas left a lot of points. He scored 27 last week, but he left a lot of points at the charity strike. Coming into the 2019 season, that's one of his areas that he will need to work on. The whole league, as a matter of fact. Winston Pratt missing that point-blank shot. Isaiah Thomas. Too strong.
Isaiah Thomas trying to push the tempo for Verdes with 2:59 remaining in the half.
Like the idea. You're seeing Verdes. At least Ford was thinking about a full court press. Still trying to maintain on Francis Arana, and he realizes how important Francis Arana is to the ball movement when he comes into the ball game. As Nigel Jones with that corner jumper extends the lead back to 8 points. Team I will see a pick there from Justin Ford. It's a versus Williams. It's a turnaround jumper, goes glass. It's a missing. Fast break opportunity. Francis Arana out to Leslie for 3. Doesn't take the shot. Francis Arana for 3. Air ball off the hands of Nigel Jones, and it's ball back to Verdes.
Francis Arana with the air ball. 2:17 remaining in the first half, and it's an 8-point lead, 33-25 for the defenders.
What I saw Verdes doing last week that they're not doing, as G. Maivik goes coast to coast for that layup, and a very rare field goal in this run by Verdes. So as I was saying, Verdes was taking a page out of the defender's book by trying to push the tempo and have the Dream Ballers on their heels all night on defense. They have definitely opted for a slower paced game, allowing the defenders to get back on defense, and that's definitely what you don't want to do. This is a very athletic team that one of their strong points is defending.
There's a timeout on the floor called by the defenders. You're watching the NEBL on TNC. We will be right back.
You can't fix that.
Have fun walking home. Yeah, have fun walking home.
First half, and it's a 6-point lead for the home team, the Digicel Belize City Defenders.
Seeing both teams slow coming out of the timeout.
Traffic takes the link up the DJ booth, please. Thank you. 13-27.
Action getting ready to resume. 1:43 remaining in the first half.
53 seconds in the game.
Isaiah Thomas defended there by Winston Pratt. Not seeing much ball movement I think the Verdes team is opting to sit back and watch Isaiah Thomas roll, but we see Richard Troyer stepping up and saying, I'm willing to score as well, and he does just that.
And I'm watching the defense of Ford against Francis Arana.
Yes, he realizes that Francis Arana, when he's on the floor, he's that little engine that could. Winston Pratt blows past Isaiah Thomas. And we keep on seeing shades of the old Winston Pratt. One of the most feared players in the league in his prime. And
45 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Richard Troyer for three. In and out. Francis Arana. Francis Arana to Nigel Jones. Good call. Let Nigel Jones earn it at the charity strike. That is how you fall. When you fall, you don't let the player score.
As we take a look at this once again, Rivers getting a piece of Nigel Jones, and he is now at the free throw line, shooting free throws with 33.5 seconds remaining in the half.
Nigel Jones, and that's why you fall, because you gotta force the player to make those free throws. Nigel Jones with the second, and he makes the second. So Verdes can go 2 for 1. Let's see how Isaiah Thomas, if he's economical with his shot selection and time management. Crossover, Isaiah Thomas to Ford, back to Thomas, taking too much time, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, there's a foul.
It's a kickball by Rossi Jenkins.
Will the clock be reset or it remains 3 seconds?
7 seconds in the game.
3 seconds. Isaiah for 3. Doesn't go. Not a good fall.
Fall on Richard Troyer with 8.9 seconds remaining here in the first half, and it's a 7-point lead for the Belize City defenders.
When they're trying to get back into the ball game, you do not want to be putting players at the line unnecessarily. Definitely an unforced error there. Nigel Jones, in and out. Missing the first free throw. Nigel Jones with the second. In and out as well. Not a good free throw display from Nigel Jones here tonight. 1 second. Richard for 3, air ball, and that's the end of the half.
Belize defenders leading here at the end of the first half. What we'll do, we'll go to a break. When we come back, we will have our halftime show for you. You're watching the NEBL on TNC. We will be right back.
As a family, you share family time, playtime, celebration time, anytime. Smart Family Share Plan handles the text, call, and data part. You get a plan for 5 people. Unlimited calls within the group. 1,480 national minutes, 10 gigabytes to share, while each member gets 200 SMS. And the plan admin gets unlimited calls and texts to any smart number. Now you think that's a big bill every month. Well, this is the best part. This plan values at $980, but you get it for only $150. So for $150 a month, you get to share data, text, and calls at an unbelievable low monthly price. The family that shares together stays together. Smart, bringing people together. You can catch Sports Talk every Wednesday from 7:30 to 9 p.m. with your host, Reynard Garbutt. Only on the national channel. Sports Talk, your #1 sports show.
Our country.
Our country.
Everybody. Our country.
Our country.
Our country. Our country.
The Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
West Track and Orange Walk is determined to meet the needs of everyone in Sugar City. We have added a full line of heavy-duty parts to keep all your trucks and equipment in the fields or on the road. We've also improved our stock to ensure we have exactly what you're looking for. Additionally, we want to keep your convenience and time as our top priority. That's why you can now contact us through messaging on WhatsApp or Facebook. We are here waiting to serve you on all of your automotive, agricultural, and industrial needs.
I'm an outdoor girl. And sometimes, I'm an indoor girl. Central TV and Internet gives me peace of mind. And that's something I think we all could use a little more of. I need a service that can keep up with my busy lifestyle and is fast enough to keep me moving forward. My life is full of changes, but change is good. I might not know what's coming tomorrow, but I'm blessed to have what I have today. And that's exactly why I keep it central.
Halftime show. Tonight halftime show is being brought to you by Central TV and Internet, Belize Bank, our country, your bank, smart, bringing people together, and Westrat, customer satisfaction is our goal.
We have a 7-point lead for the Belize City Defenders. They opened up to a 23-10 first quarter, but Verdes have answered with a +6 second quarter, 19-13, and that has them trailing now by 7 points. When you look at the Belize City Defenders as a team, they're shooting 51% from the field, 8 of 14 from the 2-point field, and they're also shooting 6 of 13 for 46% from downtown. We have 2 players leading the defenders in scoring. Nigel Jones shooting 50% from the field with 11 points to go along with 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. As we said, Nigel Jones, he fills up the stat sheet, and he is a top 5 player in most categories, and that is why he is the leading candidate for MVP. Jacob Leslie continuing his hot shooting, 4 for 4 from the field for 11 points, which includes 3 for 3 from downtown to go along with 2 rebounds and 2 turnovers. Not much bench production from the defenders, only 5 points from the defenders on the bench. So then you go over now to Verdes. They are shooting a dismal 36% from the field, 9 of 25. But what has them in this game is their 11 points that have come from the charity strike, 11 of 17 for 64%. When you look at their scoring, they have 3 players all with 6, 6, 6, and no, we're all for Jesus here. But Richard Troyer with 6 points, Gene Mybit with 6 points, and Isaiah Thomas with 6 points as well. We have Chamara White off the bench with 4 points, and that's all she wrote when it comes to bench scoring for Verdes.
All right, let's take a look at some of the names that have been selected for Coach of the Year. We have Isaac Reese from the Danriga Dream Ballers. We have Jamal Wagner from the Hurricanes. And we have Trigab Jr. from the defenders and Rico Black from the San Pedro Tiger Sharks. So those are the 4 coaches named that is on the ballot for coach of the 2018 NEBL season. What we'll do, we'll go to a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of the highlights from the first half action. You're watching the NEBL on TNC. We'll be right back.
You can't fix that.
Have fun walking home. Have fun walking home.
Acción deportiva todos los martes de 8 a 9 p.m. por TNC 10, tu portada deportiva.
Get your free smart SIM and join a smart family. Just swap your old Digicel SIM with Smarts and enjoy all our cool services.
I'm a big star, I'm a big star.
Smart, bringing people together.
What makes a quality brand? Is it the perception, the product, or the price? We believe it is the product. That's why PureGuard focuses on its product. They use superior base oil together with the best additives in the business. Then, if quality product wasn't enough, they bring it to you at the most competitive prices. They do this without compromising product quality. Some oil brands you see on the shelf have compromised on their base oils, and some have gone as far as to use recycled oil. Let me reassure you completely, PureGuard in no way uses recycled oil. The fact is that they use the same quality of base oils and additives as the biggest brands. That's why they have the same API ratings as Castrol, Valvoline, and Shell. So how can PureGuard manage such competitive prices without compromise? While other brands focus on recognition accomplished through international marketing, which cost a lot, PureGuard instead cuts costs through minimizing overhead, exactly like the large-scale advertising. Their approach is to leave the advertising to the local distributor. This gives you uncompromising quality at a fraction of the price.
Follow the National Channel Facebook fan page and be first to get all your sports updates. Watch your favorite team play live from the comforts of your home. You can also stream all our live events with our watch video button, all in high definition. For more information, you can also message us right here on our fan page. The National Channel, your entertainment and information station. The future of broadcasting in Belize.
As we welcome you back to our halftime show, both teams on the court getting warmed up for second half action as it is a 7-point lead for the home team, the defenders, 36-29. Reynald Garbutt alongside my colleague Peter Lacey, and not an exciting first half of basketball by both teams.
Yes, as I said, both teams were sort of slow coming out of the gate. You know, it's sort of a letdown game for both teams. You know, Verdes had a lot to play for in their game, trying to in the playoff hunt, and then the defenders went to Belmopan in an elimination match as well, which had a lot of intensity and a lot riding on the line. Tonight, it's just basically playing out the schedule, but the defenders still have a lot to play for because they are trying to climb up the standings from being in the 3rd or 4th seed and climb into the number 2 seed. So it's definitely a game that they have to win, but they cannot sleep up on this Verdes team.
When we take a look at the players' name that is on the ballot for Manager of the Year, we have John Levy, we have Paul Flowers from the Hurricane, John Levy from the Danbriga Dreamballers, Rene Malik from the Defenders, and Rico Black from the San Pedro Tiger Sharks. Those are the 4 names that is on the ballot for Manager of the Year.
When it comes to Coach Rico Black, he is going to be a victim of his own success. That is going to be for coaching, and that is going to be for managing. People have come to expect that the San Pedro Tiger Sharks are going to find the resources to put the top team on the floor each and every year. Now, when you look to a team, to a manager like Rene Malik, who took over the Belize City No Limit and immediately transformed them into a championship contender, to me, that is what that is the signal to me that Rene Malik should be Manager of the Year, as well as John Martin. It's not only Rene Malik that's on there. You know, John Martin is also in the background. You know, these two from N3 Promotions, they do a very good job. You know, the Defenders have the best marketing campaign when it comes to Facebook commercials. The way they put their menu for drinks and food, they do it all. They think about it from the top to the bottom. So definitely kudos to Rene Malik and what he has done with the Belize City Defenders.
When we look at the Defensive Player of the Year and who will come out as the #1 Defensive Player of the Year, we have players like Daniel Nalberto, Ty Bradley, Taj Wales, Tyson Reynolds, Jihad Wright, your guy, and Nigel Jones. Those are the 6 guys that is on the ballot that can come out as the best defensive player of the year.
Yes, you know, a lot of times, whether it is fair or not, defensive player of the year a lot of time goes to as a consolation prize to a player that didn't get, especially a two-way player that didn't get most valuable player. This year, I feel that goes to Jihad Wright because he is going to finish top 2 or top 3 in MVP, but he does it all on the floor. Steals, defensive rebounds, block shots. He does a lot for a guard at his size, and I feel that he should be the leading candidate for Defensive Player of the Year.
Well, like we mentioned earlier, voting started last week, and vote will close, I should say this week. Voting started, and it will close next week, Wednesday. Who all can vote in the voting process? You have team managers can vote for their players that has been selected. You have votes coming from the office of the NEBL. You have votes coming from the office of the Basketball Federation of Belize, and votes also coming from the media. So those are the 4 entities that have the privilege of voting for these players' names that have been selected.
How about most improved player of the year? Reina, do you have the list for most improved player of the year?
Most improved player will be Shaquille Crawford, Brandon Flowers, Francis Arana, Glincy Lopez, and Devon McKenzie. So those will be the 5 guys names that is out there for most improved player.
All players are definitely deserving. I just feel that Jamal Kelly's name should be on that list as well. He was a player that I felt that had the ability to propel his game from being somebody that was in Coach Rico Black's doghouse, not being able to get play time, and he almost willed San Pedro Tiger Sharks to a championship last season, and he got off to a hot start, you know, and that was one of the main reasons why the San Pedro Tiger Sharks was able to give the Danbriga Dreamballers their only loss this season. I know that he has should have faded off. We're not hearing a lot about his name, but I felt that most improved player of the year is something that should have been in his hindsight this season.
Richard Schroyer nailing that three-point shot for Verdes as second half action is on the way here at the St. Catherine's Multipurpose Mercy Center here in Belize. 9:12 remaining in the third quarter of this ball game.
Rossi Jenkins not comfortable with the spot that he was, because he had a wide open shot, but he opted to pass out of it. And its defenders missing that shot. Crossover, jumper doesn't go, and the defenders are on the break again. 6-point lead, very low scoring half here. Ty Bradley, an air ball there. And that's one of the hardest things to do if it's not something that you're consistently doing. So bring the ball up the floor and take a three-point jump shot.
Excellent defense there by Ty Bradley, getting a piece of that ball from Isaiah Thomas, but the possession will remain with Verdes with 8:34 remaining here in the third quarter.
Sixth man of the year, Reynard. Who are the candidates for?
What a move by Gene Myvitt as he goes with the left-hand layup off the glass to cut into the lead.
Rossi Jenkins trying to go glass, but too strong. Troyer looking for the offensive foul, and Verdes have a fast break opportunity. Carvajal, what a move. Isaiah Thomas put on the line.
But why did Jamie Carvajal pass that ball when he had an open lane to the basket? There was no defender on Jamie Carvajal.
They need to
confidence is not there.
Exactly. You took the word right out of my mouth, Reynard. Ty Bradley. Can the defenders make Verdes pay? Who had a chance to cut into this lead and make it a one-possession game, but they are back on defense trying to hold this lead to 2 possessions as Nigel Jones misses that three-point opportunity. Gene Myvitt, and the humidity is getting in the way of these players as Nigel Jones with that fast break bucket, and the perspiration, the humidity, the sweat on the ball is affecting these players here tonight. Isaiah Thomas slowing it down. Isaiah Thomas defended by Ty Bradley. They go inside to Gene Myvitt. Isaiah Thomas out to Elvis Osha. Takes it in himself. Doesn't get the finger roll to go. And defenders, good defensive sequence there. Can they extend the lead to 8 points or 9 points? Ty Bradley to Rossi Jenkins. Hook shot. Baby hook doesn't go. And Verdes, another opportunity. Slipping again. But the foul is called on Ty Bradley.
Let's see if it is on Ty Bradley. As crew chief Glenn Gill going over to the second umpire Alexis. Not a foul. Not a foul.
Good call from the referee in terms of changing that call.
It was a slippage by Isaiah Thomas.
Slippery surface.
6:44 remaining here in the third quarter. 40-34. It's a 6-point game. 6-point lead for the defenders.
There's a pause in the action as the maintenance crew try to take care of the sport. You may need somebody on both ends of the floor. You may need an extra person. That is very difficult, because especially if you're having constant perspiration on the floor, it may be very difficult for the person mopping to get up and down the floor in time to prevent any mishaps.
As we see, Antoine McFadden has checked into the ballgame for Verdes, giving Isaiah Thomas a rest. quite a number of fans have come out to witness tonight's game between the Defenders and Verdes, and very good fan support for the Defenders, I must say.
Yes, definitely so.
It's an official timeout on the floor, so what we'll do, we'll go to a break. You're watching the NEBL on TNC. We'll be right back.
Our country.
Our country.
Everybody. Our country.
Our country.
Our country. Our country.
The Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
We welcome you back to the St. Catherine's Multipurpose Mercy Center here in Belize City, where the Defenders leading this one by 6 points with 6:44 remaining here in the third quarter of this ball game.
Yes, and we're seeing one of the under 13 players. I don't know why he stopped at 5. He drained 5 straight corner threes. One of the most difficult shots to hit. Definitely some bright future stars here with this under 13 team.
6 minutes, 42 seconds in the game. Third quarter.
As we are getting set now to resume with the third quarter.
See Carvajal, Usher, McFadden, Troyer, and Myvit on the floor. Myvit playing at the center position, holding Nigel Jones. Jones has the length, Myvit has the size. Turnaround jumper doesn't go. Good defense here from Gene Myvit.
Elvis Usher coming up with the defensive rebound.
Dean Myvit, can he convert? Dean down by 6 points. Troyer for 3. Boom!
That's a sweet three-point shot that Richard Troyer have. Ball takes its time to get to the rim, but it's nothing but cotton.
And I like to see when he's coming out of the corner, they set a screen for him, and then he creates that space to get that 3.
Foul against Elvis Usher Jr. that will put Nigel Jones at the free throw line. With 5:50 remaining here in the third quarter, it's a 3-point lead for the Defenders.
Want to see Richard Troyer taking more shots.
Jarrett Jones checking into the ball game, giving Brandon Rogers a breather.
Nigel Jones in and out again, has yet to convert his first free throw when he shoots 2 free throws. And he makes the second. Carvajal to Myvit. Myvit definitely want to push the pace. McFadden. Block shot.
That was a clean block by Jarrett Jones.
That should have been a jump ball.
Jarrett Jones had all ball against Antoine McFadden, but he is at the free throw line.
Missing the first, and while free throws got them back into this one, they're definitely not capitalizing on these second half opportunities, as we have just as we are approaching 5 minutes in the third quarter.
Antoine McFadden making good on the second free throw.
Rossi Jenkins looking for a cutting Jacob Leslie, but he was defended well there. Good defense from Carvajal. Carvajal falls Jacob Leslie.
And that's when you have to know when to pull off. You already made a good defensive on the first approach, but he continued to be aggressive. And when you continue to be aggressive like that, that foul will be coming.
He could have tried to use the half-court line as a second defender, but instead he draws the foul. Leslie was definitely in trouble and he bailed him out.
Jamie Carvajal, who played with the champion of last year, the Belmopan Bandits.
Definitely a key player, a key component. What a move there from Jacob Leslie with a running floater and showing an array of moves. You always have to respect Jacob Leslie from outside. Spin move there from Gene Mivett, and that put back from Elvis Usher goes, and it's back to a three-point game.
Elvis Usher crossing the offensive glass for Verdes.
Lindsay Lopez. He has the shot, he takes it, short. Rossi Jenkins. And he cannot get that shot to go. Gene Mivett defended by Rossi Jenkins. And more slippage.
McFadden getting a little bit too fancy there as he dribbled the ball off his leg. With 4:29 remaining here in the third quarter, and it's a three-point lead, 43-40 for the defenders.
And Coach DeFore, you can see the perspiration coming down on him. It's definitely hot and humid. Definitely summer is upon us. And you're feeling it here inside the St. Catherine's Multipurpose Center.
And I just want to mention that TNC will be down in the culture capital, Dangriga, on Sunday to bring you PLB action between Wagia and San Pedro Pirates.
Lindsay Lopez again being able to split the defense but not able to finish. What? Usher tries to go glass and he misses. And that is what I want to see more players do. Utilize more of the glass. When you use the glass, it makes a shot far away difficult to defend and much easier. As Nigel Jones hits that three-point shot and extends the lead back to 6.
That's a step back three-point shot by Nigel Jones.
Definitely a capable three-point shooter. Richard Troy defended well, but he blows past Nigel Jones anyways and gets that shot to go. Back to a 4-point game, 2-possession game as we approach 3 minutes in the third quarter. Lindsay Lopez to Leslie. Jumper doesn't go. Jared Jones stripped. Usher fought hard there from Lindsay Lopez.
And Lindsay Lopez, he's saying that that's all ball, but
that is not ball. That is
not
all body.
Yep. As we take a look at this once again on the replay, leaking out Elvis Usher Jr.
That was all body.
As we have a timeout on the floor called by Verdes, you're watching the NEBL on TNC. We'll be right back.
Get your free smart SIM and join the smart family. Just swap your old Digicel SIM with Smarts and enjoy all our cool services.
I'm a big star, 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 I'm a big
Smart, bringing people to.
Come you back with 3:10 remaining here in the third quarter, and Verdes making it a basketball game tonight, down by 4 points, 46-42 to the defenders.
Yes, a low-scoring game, and you know, it's going to be a chess match going into the playoffs, and it may very well be these kinds of games that you're going to see, these low-scoring games, these high 50s, high 60s game, low 70s game. You may not see those 90s and 80s games that you have been accustomed to a lot of times in the league. A lot of these teams know each other, they know each other very well, and they will be clamping down on defense, studying a lot of tape, and try to come away, try to find the advantage and the loophole in each of these teams' arsenals.
First free throw is no good by Elvis Usher Jr. with one more to go.
My prediction for this playoff is that all games will be decided by less than 5 points. I do not see any of these teams really separating themselves. They are very evenly matched.
I think we'll be in for a very exciting semifinals and even a more exciting championship series.
And the Verdes fell asleep on defense, and Jared Jones doesn't make them pay. More slippage. It's like a water park out there. Are we having a basketball game, or are we at Bacab or Old Belize? Because these guys are slipping every time they go down the floor.
It's the court. It's just the court, because the maintenance guy is doing an exceptional job trying to keep the court dry.
Is there humidity underneath the court? That's definitely something else that could be causing this precipitation. Rasta Jenkins fouled there by Richard Troyer.
2:31 remaining in the third quarter. Rasta Jenkins will be at the free throw line.
Rasta Jenkins with the first free throw.
Second free throw to go for Rasta Jenkins as he made the first of two. An impact player for this defenders team.
And he makes the second one. 6-point lead for the defenders. 5-8. Thomas thinking about the three. Elvis Usher for three. Air ball. Nigel Jones. Will he go coast to coast? Instead it passes up to Lindsay Lopez. Inside to Jared Jones. And he's not able to redeem himself.
Another blown layup there by Jared Jones. Back-to-back blown layup. As there's a timeout on the floor called by Verdes. You're watching the NEBL on TNC. We'll be right back.
Our country.
Our country.
Everybody. Our country.
Our country.
Our country. Our country.
The Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
One second remaining here in the third quarter. 6-point lead for the DSL defenders.
Verdes have a lot of opportunities to get back into this one, but they cannot seem to get out of their way, and they still trail in this one.
Tomorrow night on the island of San Pedro, it will be the Dangriga Dream Ballers going up against San Pedro Tiger Sharks in a huge matchup.
What do you think about the state of basketball in the South? We know that Dangriga has been able to put together this super southern team, but what if PG returns and brings back the Toledo Diplomats, or the Independents bring the Thunderbolts, do you feel that that other franchises from down south can weaken what the Dangriga Dreamballers have in terms of trying to get players, or you think those players are committed to Dangriga?
Not with the ownership that the Dangriga Dreamballers have. The management staff of that Dangriga Dreamballers team, they're intact, and they can get whatever player they need to put on that Dangriga Dreamballers team. You will not see another team coming out of the south as well put together as this Dangriga Dreamballers in the near future.
Do you feel there are a lot of more hidden talents in terms of in PG?
There are.
We know Hiram Augustine is from Independence, a very talented player. He's not in the league right now. But I just feel that more teams is going to force more local players to get an opportunity in the league, as there's an turnover. And Ford Falls Jones, and with his recent blunders, I would have probably just let him go to the rim and take my chances.
It's very good to see what the NEBL have put together for the 2018 season. A very exciting 2018 season, and when it comes to the playoff, it's going to be even more exciting.
I will not be surprised if, in my opinion, it's either going to be 1 versus 2 or 3 versus 4. I just feel that it's either the top 2 teams, whoever they are, asserting themselves as the top dogs in the NEBL, or you're going to see 2 upsets. We definitely don't know how this one is going to play out. Fans, support your teams. They need their support. You can be that 13th man in the fans. It could be just your support that wills your team into the championship series and becoming a champion this season.
There is 2 components that I'm looking for when we get to the semifinal. The team that can get back in on transition defense, and the team that have the best half-court game will be the team that emerge as the champion.
Well, we know how to stop the defenders is in transition. But in your opinion, who has the best half-court offense of the 4 teams right now?
I would have to say the Dangriga Dreamballers, because of the fact that they have Daniel Conarkey. I'm not even talking about Buddy Alberto. I'm talking about Daniel Conarkey. He's a guy that can slow the game down. He's a guy that can make the 3. He's a guy that can take the smaller defenders down in the post, and he can take over a game. He has shown all of those dimensions in that game against Verdes, and I am looking for Daniel Conarkey to be very huge if the Dangriga Dreamballers is going to pull off the 2018 season.
While Daniel Conarkey is a superstar, the most consistent shooter once he gets into position is Brandon Flowers. If Brandon Flowers gets into position, he makes their half-court offense even more deadly. It's just that he has been reluctant to get to his spots. I spoke to him in the week, and he said that he tries to do other things for his team because this team is so deep. But he feels that if he needs to drop 25, 30 in the game, he definitely has it in his bag to do so. So you're definitely right when it comes to the Dangriga Dreamballers as having the best half-court offense in the league.
And that's the end of the 3rd quarter, and it's a 7-point lead for the defenders. You're watching the NEBL on TNC. When we come back, it will be the 4th quarter of this ball game. We'll be right back.
Get your free smart SIM and join the smart family. Just swap your old Digicel SIM with Smarts and enjoy all our cool services.
I'm a big
Smart, bringing people together.
You gotta fix that.
Have fun walking home. Have fun walking home.
Acción deportiva todos los martes de 8 a 9 p.m. por TNC10, tu portada deportiva.
What makes a quality brand? Is it the perception, the product, or the price? We believe it is the product. That's why PureGuard focuses on its product. They use superior base oil together with the best additives in the business. Then, if quality product wasn't enough, they bring it to you at the most competitive prices. They do this without compromising product quality. Some oil brands you see on the shelf have compromised on their base oils, and some have gone as far as to use recycled oil. Let me reassure you completely, PureGuard in no way uses recycled oil. The fact is that they use the same quality of base oils and additives as the biggest brands. That's why they have the same API ratings as Castrol, Valvoline, and Shell. So how can PureGuard manage such competitive prices without compromise? While other brands focus on recognition accomplished through international marketing, which cost a lot, PureGuard instead cuts costs through minimizing overhead, exactly like the large-scale advertising. Their approach is to leave the advertising to the local distributor. This gives you uncompromising quality at a fraction of the price.
In the final quarter of tonight's ball game, a 7-point lead for the defenders. Let's see if Verdes have something in their arsenal tonight here in the fourth quarter to pull off an upsetting victory here against the defenders.
Coach before going into his bench, starting with Rivers and Itza. Nigel Jones, what a move there, but he's unable to finish.
Defenders basketball.
A new 24-second shot clock for the defenders.
But Sarana, Jones thinks about the three, but defended well there by Richard Troyer. Leslie to Jones, blocked there from Itza. And Isaiah Thomas. What is Thomas going to do? He pushes it to... What a move. Nice float off the glass on Elvis Usher. Good transition offense. Good pass there from Isaiah Thomas. And they bring it back to within 5. 50-45. Almost a turnover.
Elsewhere, it's a sealing off the defender there just a while ago, creating that open look for Elvis Usher Jr.
Isaiah Thomas was already thinking highlight finish. But the ball goes out of bounds. Francis Arana.
8:50 remaining in the ball game.
Leslie for three. Boom! 8-point lead.
How can they leave Jacob Leslie that wide open?
I guess they're still thinking about first half of the season, Jacob Leslie. He is a force to be reckoned with from outside. It's a harassing Jones. See Rivers. Rivers went over to help Jones, and instead he takes over the other Jones. Arana for three, misses with the rebound to Itza. Isaiah Thomas, can he bring the Verdes team back? Richard Troyer for three. Boom! And that is one of the hardest shots to take, people. When you're in stride to take the three, defend it well, and then you have to think about it and reset and then hit that three. that is a very good shooting skills from Richard Troyer.
Richard Troyer have the sweetest jump shot in the NEBL. As we have a foul with 7:39 remaining in the ball game, 53-48. It's a 5-point lead for the defenders.
7 minutes 36 seconds in the game.
That's Sarana, defended there by Osha. Jenkins, defended there by Itza. Itza trying to push him out. See a high pick there from Osha. Pick and pop, doesn't go for Arana. And Troyer, fast break opportunity. And Nigel Jones breaks that up. And the defenders get a chance to set.
7:22 remaining in the ball game. Verdes with a chance to cut it to 3 or 2.
All night Verdes has been looking at that red cherry pie and they've been creeping around the house, but they have not been able to get inside. What are they going to do? They turn the ball over again. Jones slows it down. Leslie for 3. Air ball.
We saw Isaiah Thomas calling for the ball just a while ago from Elvis Usher Jr., but instead he forced it into the defense of the defenders, creating a turnover.
Leslie looking at his hands, probably needing some powder right now. That would be very good if they could have that. Get some chalk or some powder to dry those hands. Swinging the ball around the 3. Are they looking for that shot? Troyer with the jumper. Tough shot. Air ball. It's a foul. Veteran move there, and Itza will be going to the free throw line. Not a good foul from Rossi Jenkins. Itza, who is usually a good free throw shooter, hasn't shown that in this 2018 campaign. But Itza has an opportunity to bring his team to within 3 points.
A lot of time in the ball game. 6:40 on the game clock.
It makes the first free throw. 2-possession game, 4-point lead with 6:40 to go. Doesn't make it, but that hard shot goes off the hands of the defenders, and it's back to the Verdes for a second chance opportunity. Isaiah Thomas, pick, passes it out. Isaiah Thomas,
8 seconds to shoot.
Isaiah Thomas slips again, and the court. The court tells Thomas, you're going to take a trip.
Leon Williams checking into the ball game, giving Jarrett Jones rest for the defenders with 6:19 remaining here in the ball game, and it's a 4-point lead for the defenders.
I was talking to Rene Malik a few weeks ago, and this is one of his concerns for the new courts in Dangriga, PG, and perhaps even Civic Center. Because our country is so humid and the heat comes, a lot of heat comes from the ground underneath, he feels that temperature can warp the courts. So definitely the management teams of Russell Chiste Auditorium, the auditorium in PG, and of course the Civic Center that he's managing, definitely that's something that they have to look at and make sure that they prevent from happening. These courts, these parquet floors are very expensive, and you don't want, you want to get good life out of your investment.
I don't think you have to worry about the newly renovated Civic Center because of the fact it's air conditioned, and what the air condition will do, it will help to soak up some of the moist that would appear that would be falling on the court. But it's because of these buildings here, they don't have no air conditioned unit, and so the humidity stay within the confines of the building, and that's why we are faced with so much slippage on the court.
Yeah. The action getting ready to resume.
Teachers help defenders basketball. Where my teachers help defenders basketball. Can't hear you. Come on, teachers help defenders basketball. Come on.
And definitely Justin Usher is missed tonight, because Justin Usher usually takes very good care of this court, and you don't see a lot of players falling. Don't see Justin here tonight.
As play will resume with 6:19 to go in the ball game.
Francis Arana. What a close. He had a great closing of that game last week. 12 points in just 12 minutes. Turns the ball over there. Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas can't go coast to coast. And I know he's thinking about when he's getting down that side of the court, about how he's going to elevate, because anytime he goes up that side of the court, he has been slipping. Sure, that was in his mind just now when he went up. One of the more capable finishers in the NEBL. Jones for three. Doesn't go. Monster rebound there from Richard Troyer. Elvis Usher try to go baseline, turns it over. Francis Arana to Jones. Jones almost turns it over. Thought Williams, Myvit, fans getting into the action.
Hustle there by Gene Myvit trying to save that ball with 5:22 remaining in the ball game, and it's still a 4-point lead for the defenders, right in the reach of Verdes.
Francis Arana. Is he the closer of the defenders?
Pushing foul on Isaiah Thomas against the veteran Ty Bradley.
Hip check. Veteran move, but once the ref sees it, he's gonna call it every time. Rana try to go for that corner jumper, we're missing. And again, Verdes has been sleepwalking right around this lead. And anytime they try to come in, but finally they get to within 2 points.
A huge break there for Verdes as that ball was bouncing around like a pinball. Came right back to Gene Myvit, who goes for the layup.
Can Verdes get a stop? 4:40 remaining in this ball game. Itza with the rebound. Isaiah Thomas has a chance to tie the game. Isaiah Thomas to Troyer. Step back three. Boom! Richard Troyer for three. 1 point lead for Verdes. 54-53, 4:25. Timeout on the floor.
You're watching the NEBL on TNC. We'll be right back.
I'm an outdoor girl. And sometimes, I'm an indoor girl. Central TV and Internet gives me peace of mind. And that's something I think we all could use a little more of. I need a service that can keep up with my busy lifestyle and is fast enough to keep me moving forward. My life is full of changes, but change is good. I might not know what's coming tomorrow, but I'm blessed to have what I have today. And that's exactly why I keep it central.
Point lead, the first lead of the ball game for Verdes with 4:25 remaining here in the ball game, and what a huge three-point basket by Richard Troyer.
Verdes has opened up the fourth quarter. It's a very low-scoring fourth quarter. in almost 6 minutes that have almost expired in the fourth quarter. It's an 11-3 advantage for Verdes, and they have slowly but surely climbed back into this one. Do they have the momentum to pull out a huge upset and perhaps end any chances that the defenders would have at a number 2 seed?
And Verdes going with the full court trap.
What a dribble behind the back. Ty Bradley goes strong. Ty Bradley, Coach Glenn Gill says it's off the hands of Ty Bradley. And from our vantage point, it's definitely off the hands of Ty Bradley. Good call.
Excellent call by the crew chief, Glenn Gill, a veteran, more senior referee here in the NEBL.
Isaiah Thomas. That is slippage. That is not a crossover. Definitely look dramatic though. Ty Bradley. And another mistake there. 2 back-to-back blunders from Ty Bradley.
But Verdes is not capitalizing on the turnovers down the stretch. 3 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the ball game. They need to capitalize and put pressure on this Didicel for them to make a shot.
And Ty Bradley goes to sit down to cool off. Francis Arana is not on the floor right now, but I'm definitely expecting to see Francis Arana in these final minutes. It's a pump fake, strong move there, unable to go. Nigel Jones was expecting to get fouled.
Give Richard Troyer credit for getting back on defense. Nigel Jones was looking to put that one away with a tomahawk jam.
I know Jones was looking to get fouled. Thomas, that's a foul.
And that could well be the 5th foul on Lindsay Lopez. Let's see. That's his 4th foul of the ball game.
Lindsay Lopez is one of the leaders in personal fouls against, I think, right around 3 fouls per game. So he's definitely an aggressive player.
14 seconds on the shot clock for Verdes. 3:17 on the game clock.
1 point lead for Verdes. Can they extend the lead? Gene Mavic out to Thomas for 3. Boom! Thomas says, I'm still here.
Verdes coming out to play tonight.
Strong game. Leon Big William turns it over, but it's fouled.
And that foul is on Ellsworth. Now that's number 11. And that's on Isaiah Thomas. With 3:50 remaining in the ball game, and what an exciting finish to this game. Verdes playing just to finish the season strong, while the defenders, on the other hand, need this victory so that they can position themselves in the semifinals.
You know, the Bandits, lost a lot of games that they were winning last season. Their record, definitely may not be a true reflection of the team that they have. Definitely this Verdes team, you can say the same about them. Orange Rock Running Rebels is not a team that should be winless, but it's just that the top 4 teams have been able to grind out victories and have been the 4 most consistent teams, and that is the reason why they have separated themselves. Rossi Jenkins to Big Williams, fouled by Itza.
I don't think it's a foul. Leon slipped, as we have been seeing that quite a number of times here in this game tonight. 2:47 remaining in what an exciting ball game it is. 53-57. It's a 4-point lead for Verdes.
I think Williams sold that very well.
The team wanting to give their new head coach, Sheldon DeFore, his first win of the 2018 NEBL season.
You know, they had some difficulty getting here tonight, and we were joking earlier that if they were unable to get to the auditorium, that they, you know, could have returned the favor and played some 5-on-3 basketball. But definitely their team got here, and they're putting on a show. Definitely looking and positioning themselves for, you know, for this upset. But what we've seen from Verdes is that they're not a team that closes the game well. These last 2 minutes and 47 seconds are going to tell a lot about this team if they have the confidence and the mental toughness to grind out a victory against a playoff team who is at home.
It is important for Verdes to finish their season on a very high note, and they can do that here tonight against this defender team, like you mentioned, a team that has already made it to the semifinals.
Leon Williams missing the second free throw.
Rebound picked up there by Gene Myvitt as he will take his time to get it across the timeline. 2:39 remaining in the ball game.
Gene Myvitt. Here comes the pick. Gene Myvitt to Isaiah Thomas. Strip there from Lindsay Lopez. Troya gets it back. Air ball. Tip from Ellsworth. Tell us about the FIBA rules again, Reynard.
The ball coming off the rim, it's good, and if you can go up there and actually take the ball off the rim. That time Ellsworth tipped it back off the offensive glass. A turnover there by Jacob Leslie.
That was not intentional from Jacob Leslie. He just didn't look, and Elvis Usher was there. There's nothing to that.
2:08 remaining in what an exciting ball game it is, as we are coming to you live from the St. Catharines Multi-Purpose Mercer Center here in Belize City, bringing you the NEBL Friday night game of the week.
Elvis Usher, Gene Myvitt, can Verdes close? Can the defenders, a team that has not really fared well when they've been down, can they come back? Isaiah Thomas to you know, that ball looked a little bit wet, and he turns it over instead, had a chance to extend it to 8 points. The ghost of Verdes. Leslie, pump fake, jumper, sweet shot, 4-point lead, 90 seconds remaining in this one. Can Verdes close? Isaiah Thomas. Ty Bradley, one of the best defenders in the league. Strips Thomas, who was looking for the foul. Defenders have a chance. Nigel Jones defended there by Richard Troyer. Rasta Jenkins out to Leslie. Jumper. Air ball.
Jacob Leslie taking a quick shot there as we have a timeout on the floor called by the defenders. With 1:06 remaining, you're watching the NEBL on TNC. We will be right back.
Our country.
Our country.
Everybody. Our country.
Our country.
Our country. Our country.
The Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
.106 remaining in the ball game, a 4-point lead for Verdes. Can Verdes hang on to this lead, or will the defenders show what they have inside of him, being a team that will be going to the semifinals?
You know, the defenders are a team that are, you know, the defenders are the best four-quarter team in a nutshell. But you're going to end up in games like these where the other team you know, respond with a four-quarter push of their own. And can the defenders get that late push?
Coach Sheldon DeFore riding these 5 players. Richard Troyer, Elvis Usher, Gene Myvitt, Ellsworth Itza, and Isaiah Thomas here in the 4th quarter.
Trying to play prevent defense in the NFL definitely never works. And if they're just trying to milk clock and trying to walk away with this victory, they need to be on the offense. And Itza with a monster two-handed slam.
And again, mistake by Ellsworth Itza, hanging on to the rim, picking up the technical foul. A huge mental lapse there by Ellsworth Itza.
He does not want to get ejected. And it's a good call. And it's a consistent call. You saw it last week with Taj Wells. You see it with Itza this week. Do not hang on the rim.
So it will be 1 free throw and possession will be going back to the defenders. I know Ellsworth Itza was happy to see that wide rim in front of him.
Yes.
But you got to remain composed.
And that's a good
free
pass.
throw is no good there by Jacob Leslie.
So right now, I would call a timeout if I'm Verdes.
I think it says calm. He's calm. He wants this win tonight. Ellsworth Itza wants this win tonight for his new coach, Sheldon DeFore.
Definitely good from Coach DeFore, showing confidence in Itza, having him out in the ball game late.
46.9 seconds remaining here in this ball game, and it's a 6-point lead for Verdes.
I think Coach DeFore realizes that a hungry Itza is the best Itza that you want to get.
Can Verdes hold on for 46.9 seconds more? They brought a small contingent of fans, but they are real loud here tonight.
6-point lead, 45 seconds to go.
2-possession ball game for the defenders.
Can the defenders get something going from their half court?
Jarrett Jones on the floor. Here comes Jacob Leslie.
Not a time to force any shots, Jacob. Ty Bradley.
8 seconds to shoot.
That was blocked. It was tipped, definitely. Isaiah Thomas will look to close this one.
And the foul is called for Nigel Jones. And he didn't go for the ball. And FIBA rule states that whenever you're going to foul a player, you must go ball first. It's not like the NBA where you grab onto a player. Nigel Jones grabbing onto Isaiah Thomas.
That's an unsportsmanlike foul.
Unsportsmanlike foul.
On the ball.
So a mental lapse there by Nigel Jones.
I just feel like the NEBL probably needs to have more workshops with our players, coaches, probably even to maybe if we can do some tutorials on TNC to make fans become abreast of what we see in the NBA and what is FIBA rules. Even the NBA players, when they play in the Olympics and the FIBA championships and in FIBA Americas, if you're international players, these players have difficulty adjusting between the two factions.
As we have a timer, but we'll keep it here with 19.7 seconds, 62-55, a 7-point lead for Verdes. Verdes coming on strong in the final game of the regular season, but what a way to go out for Verdes.
Definitely so, poised to improve to 3-7. They still have 2 games to go on the schedule, but Isaiah Thomas has resurrected his season.
There is 7 teams in the NEBL, so you only play 12 games. Today is week 12 of the NEBL, and so this is the final game for Verdes tonight.
It's over? I guess we are indeed getting ready for playoff basketball.
And this will be a huge upset for the defenders because of the fact you're a team, you're in the semifinals, and you want to set a precedent going into the semifinals, and it seems like they will not do that here tonight in their auditorium, yes, on their home court.
Yes, defenders looking to fall to 6 and 4. Richard Troyer. A steal, but Troyer gets it back, and he can milk out the clock. Finally gets a steal. Itza gets it back. Gonna throw it up, and that's gonna be all she wrote in this one.
We still have 1.6 seconds remaining on the clock. There is still 1.6 seconds remaining on the game clock, so it's not over. But Verdes will pull off the final victory of their 2018 season, and in impressive fashion down the stretch. Excellent shooting by Richard Troyer in the fourth quarter.
And that's all she wrote. 7-point upset victory for Verdes, who had some difficulty coming on the road, but they figure out a way to pull out this victory and send the defenders or have the defenders falling to 6 and 4.
What we'll do, we'll go to a break. When we come back, we will have interviews lined up for you. You're watching the NEBL on TNC. We'll be right back.
I'm an outdoor girl. And sometimes, I'm an indoor girl. Central TV and Internet gives me peace of mind. And that's something I think we all could use a little more of. I need a service that can keep up with my busy lifestyle and is fast enough to keep me moving forward. My life is full of changes, but change is good. I might not know what's coming tomorrow, but I'm blessed to have what I have today. And that's exactly why I keep it central.
Our country.
Our country.
Everybody. Our country.
Our country.
Our country. Our country.
The Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
As a family, you share family time, playtime, celebration time, anytime. Smart Family Share Plan handles the text, call, and data part. You get a plan for 5 people. Unlimited calls within the group. 1,480 national minutes, 10 gigabytes to share, while each member gets 200 SMS. And the plan admin gets unlimited calls and texts to any smart number. Now you think that's a big bill every month. Well, this is the best part. This plan values at $980, but you get it for only $150. So for $150 a month, you get to share data, text, and calls at an unbelievable low monthly price. The family that shares together stays together. Smart, bringing people together.
You can catch Sports Talk every Wednesday from 7:30 to 9 p.m. with your host, Reynard Garbutt. Only on the national channel. Sports Talk, your #1 sports show.
As we welcome you back to the St. Catherine's Multipurpose Mercy Center here in Belize City, I am joined by Richard Troyer after a huge road win for Verdes. Richie, what a way to close out the season for Verdes tonight.
Yeah, so that's all say I got to praise God for this win and just for the ability to play. We got here late, a lot of things happened, but it feels good to finally get a win. Everything didn't go the way we wanted it to this season, but a group of guys just kept fighting, and we still have a will to win. We're competitors, and we want to win.
Was that win for the new coach, Coach Sheldon DeFore?
That was a win for all of us, to tell you the truth, but I'm glad we could get one for him, and I'm glad we get one for our sponsors, and just for the team, man. It's going to be a little bit of a morale boost.
Talk about the fourth quarter play, Richie, as you stepped up your game in the fourth quarter and helped your team to this victory tonight.
I credit Coach DeFore with that, because I'm a guy that I always want to play. I always want to be on the floor. And he noticed that I didn't have legs for fourth quarter. So I think it was the end of the third, he asked me how I felt. And of course, I'm like, I feel good. But I said, it's your call, coach. And he rested me for the rest of the third. And I came back and I felt great. My legs felt great. I felt like my defense on Nigel was where I wanted it to be. And my offense was cracking too. So,
Rich, congratulations once again. And I hope to see you in the 2019 NEBL season.
Yeah, I hope to be here. I want to shout out my wife and kid at home, my mom and dad, and also my cousins, Esther, Josh, Nehemiah, and Rachel, probably watching in Tennessee. I'm not sure.
All right, thanks a lot, Richie. Let me see if I could get Isaiah to come into our... I'm here with Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah, I must say congratulations on a huge win. The way I know you guys wanted to close out the regular season on a high note, and you guys did that tonight.
Yeah, we did it tonight, but I wish we could have got that game last weekend. But we just capitalized on hard days and, you know, waking up in the morning and just preparing and stuff like that.
Was it the intention to come in here tonight and just not lay dead to this Defenders team? They are going to the semifinals, and you guys really came out and gave them a run.
Man, we just came in here and in the fourth quarter, and we were just mistake-free. And the mistakes we did have, we just tried to come back and just capitalize on good key turnovers that we got on the defensive end.
Talk about the court tonight, because, man, you slipped a lot tonight.
Man, I don't know what to say about it. I guess it was just so many people in here. The atmosphere was crazy, so I guess the floor was just kind of soaky.
Isaiah, congratulations on a big win. It's a final game of the regular season, and you guys going out with a bang, and hope to see you back in Belize for 2019.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, there we have it from Isaiah Thomas, the point guard for Verdes, on their big win tonight. Peter, a huge win for Verdes.
Yes, so definitely a huge win.
Forget about me, man.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, definitely a huge victory for Verdes. You know, they had some troubles coming in, but they definitely responded to coach the four, and the future is looking bright for them going into 2019. You know, their team finished with a game high from Richard Troyer with 20 points, and then they had three players also in double figures: Isaiah Thomas, Elvis Usher, also with 10 points, and also Gene Mivit. On the for the Belize City Defenders, you had Nigel Jones and Jacob Leslie, and both of them were the offensive go-to guys here tonight. But what we're not seeing is a balanced attack from the defenders, and my worry for them going into the playoffs is their half-court set. Where is the offense going to come from? They really need to get serious about their half-court offense if they are going to have any chance in the playoffs.
So Verdes ending their regular season on a very positive note. So what we do, we'll be wrapping up here from the St. Catherine's Multipurpose Mercy Center here in Belize City. But first, we must acknowledge our sponsors, Central TV and Internet, Belize Bank, our country, your bank, smart, bringing people together, and Westrack, customer satisfaction is our goal. From all of us here at PNC, we want to wish you a God-bless Friday night.